At Dick's Drive-In, the average employee is in their 20s and turnover is low. Thanks to investments the company makes in workers, like offering paid time off and 401ks, as well as 100% employer-paid health insurance. The benefits are available to workers regardless of the number of hours they've worked.
We invest a lot in our employees. We expect a lot for them, but we invest a lot for them.
The company already pays above minimum wage, with its Seattle location starting at $17 and $18 an hour. But as wages increased at restaurants across the city over the last few years, labor costs also rose at Dick's. In fact, the company had to raise its prices for the first time in its history based on labor costs alone. In the past, food costs had been the driving factor for price hikes. As workers took home more in their paychecks, President Jasmine Donovan said an interesting trend emerged.
Our employees are voluntarily choosing fewer hours at the higher wage rate, which means I have more employees working part-time hours than I used to. And it also is harder to get people to pick up hours when people are sick or need to change their schedule for school or family reasons.
Seattle's economy has been growing for years. Since 2015, the number of restaurants is up 5%, with annual sales increasing 20% over the same period. And in that time, Seattle's job growth has outpaced the state of Washington as a whole, but growth in weekly hours was slightly lower than the state's average. The city's population has increased by 13%, but so too has homelessness by 11%. For some, the economy has taken off in a way that feels unsustainable. Matthew Dillon, James Beard award-winning chef and owner of SITKA and SPRUCE, closed his doors as the year ended. While labor costs played into the decision, as he pays above the minimum wage, so too did his rent, which is nearly $16,000 per month, including taxes and fees, and his ability to pass on costs to customers. When his lease came up, he said he decided it was time to move on.
The wages are going up at this level. The prices of food is going up. My property taxes that I have to pay for the landlord are going up. My rent is going up. My staff or staff that was here that feels like, well, I can't be in the city anymore, so I need to move on. So you have to find someone to replace me, and that's really hard. So the cost of that, just working through that as a business owner, is going up.
Kate Rogers joins us now with more. Kate, great reporting, and given the fact that you do cover the restaurant industry so much and so deeply in general, I think it begs the question, as we start to see more of these minimum wages go up, maybe that's good for the employees, more money in their pocket, but the flip side is we're seeing more and more companies adopt more and more automation as well.
That's definitely something that I think we will continue to see as we move forward and as more and more of these higher wages go into effect around the country. But what I found was really interesting in reporting this is that a lot of the situations that kind of unfolded were really nuanced. Even though people may have had more money to spend on the ground in Seattle, the local burger establishment we spoke to said that customers were not happy about price hikes and they weren't necessarily spending more money. The higher end restaurant that we spoke to said that customers don't necessarily want to pay $25 for a salad. So there's different challenges that you can't quite map out when this is going into effect. But on the flip side, we talked to workers who had their lives really changed by these big wage increases that allowed them to live more comfortably. And, they said it made them feel better when doing their jobs because they were making more money to do the same work.